Hi class, welcome to the explanation of simplifying algebraic expressions. This should be in lesson 4 on your weekly modules. We're in week 1. Alright, we're going to talk about a couple things, like terms and unlike terms. So like terms are terms that contain the same variable with corresponding variables having the same powers. So remember, variable, all that is a letter. Okay, so we're going to list some like terms. So we could have, the most common one is x. Okay, now you can always have another value in front, a coefficient. So the number in front of a letter is your coefficient. So x and 3x, these are like terms. Why? Because they share the same variable. The variable is x. So we can have 5x and we can have negative 6x, or we could also have 1/2 x. Okay, these are like terms because they have that same variable x. Okay, and it is to the same power, so to the power of 1. Okay, if we were going to list unlike terms, we could have 3xy. Okay, that is different than 4x. Okay, because notice this first one has x and y, the second one only has x. Okay, we could also say, what about 7z? Or we could do 10a, or we could also do 12c. So these are all different because they all have a different variable. Since they have a different variable, they are unlike terms. So when we're simplifying, we can add or subtract or multiply and divide things that are the same, that are like terms. So you read a book from left to right, so we're going to simplify left to right. So first thing I see are I have x's. I have 7 of them, so I'm going to box my x's. If you see any other x's, you're also going to box them. I see this right here. Now don't forget the sign in front. The sign in front is very important. So this is a positive 10x. So when you add those, you have 7x plus 10x. That is 17x. So you're going to add your coefficients and keep the variable. Okay, now I have a constant. A constant is just a number. I have negative 5. And then I have minus 8. So negative 5 minus 8 is going to be negative 13. So this is your simplified answer. Okay, let's try 2. The first thing I see, when I'm looking at this at a glance, I have x's, I have constants, and I have y's. Now when you write these in simplest form, you want to do alphabetical order and then just the number at the end. So first is x. So I'm going to take care of my x. I'm going to circle the x's. So I have negative 2x and negative 3x. So that reads negative 2x minus 3x. That takes me to negative 5x. Okay, now I'm going to do y next because it's alphabetically correct. So I have a positive 9y minus 9y. So positive 9y minus 9y, that's 0, so it's going to cancel out. Now this lonesome 6 right here, it doesn't have anything to combine with, to simplify with. That's fine. It's still part of your problem, so you're just going to rewrite it. So if it doesn't have anything to simplify with, you're just going to rewrite it. Okay, number 3. We have 7x minus y plus z minus x plus y plus z. Okay, if you're looking at this expression right here, this is 7x. That's saying it's 7x. 7 is your coefficient, the number in front. Well, what if we look at y? That's negative y. Okay, there's an imaginary 1 right there. So if you need to write that 1 and go for it. Same thing with z. This is a plus z. There's an imaginary 1 right there. So if there's not a number there, it's imaginary 1. So now and I'm going to fill in my imaginary numbers for the rest of the way. So now since I have my imaginary numbers filled out, let's go to work. Okay, I'm going to do x's first. So I'm going to circle my x's. So 7x minus 1x is 6x. Okay, now I am going to, how about we box the y's. So I have negative 1y plus 1y. Okay, negative 1y plus 1y, that's going to cancel. They're going to go away. Okay, and the last thing I have are my z's. I'm going to underline them. I have 1z plus 1z is a positive, that's a plus sign, 2z. Okay, so that was adding and subtracting. Now we're going to jump to distribute. We're going to discuss the distributive property. So to distribute means to multiply. So we're going to have a set of parentheses and we're going to have a number out front. That number out front is your coefficient. Anytime you have a coefficient, that means you need to multiply to each thing in parentheses. Okay, and we're going to show that with curve marks, and I'll show you what I mean. So on the first example, I have 3 parentheses x plus 4. So since I have parentheses, that means I better have a number up front, and I do. What is my number out front? 3. So that means I'm going to distribute or multiply the 3 to each term in parentheses. Terms are separated by plus signs or minus signs. So I have 2 terms. I have an x term and a positive 4 term. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 3 times x, which is just 3x. Anytime you multiply a number and a letter, you just squeeze them together. And then 3 times a positive 4 is positive 12. Now check your expression. Can you simplify this? No, you can't. Why not? This has an x in it. Does 12 have an x in it? No, it doesn't. So you have to keep them separate. Okay, number 7. You have negative 2 in parentheses, or outside the parentheses, so we know that's what we are distributing. So I'm going to distribute first. I have negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Now this next one is negative 2 times negative 3. Don't forget that negative. 2 negatives make a positive, and negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Now what do I do with this plus 5? It's not leaving the problem, so you have to rewrite it. Okay, so now look right here. I have negative 2x plus 6 plus 5. I have 3 terms. Hopefully I can get that to a smaller, I can simplify a little bit more. So if I'm going to simplify a little bit more, I can. Okay, I have no other x's, so I'm going to have to rewrite that. So I have negative 2x. But look, I have a positive 6 and a positive 5. Those are both constants, so you can add those together to simplify. So 6 plus 5 is really positive 11, and that is your simplified answer. You want to simplify as much as you can. Okay, I know the next problem says 10, but it's actually number 8. So if you're looking at the next example, you have 2 sets of parentheses. So if you have 2 sets of parentheses, that just means you're going to have to distribute twice. So we're going to distribute first, and then we're going to simplify. So I have 7 times 2. Remember, you multiply means to distribute the number in front of the parentheses. 7 times 2x is, we're going to do 7 times 2, which is 14, and we're going to keep our x. 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. Okay, I'm going to distribute again. I'm distributing a positive 4 this time. Positive 4 times x is a positive 4x. It is very important on your signs. And the next one you have positive 4 times negative 3, which is negative 12. Okay, now we're here, so now we're going to see if we can simplify any more. I have, look at your x's. Positive 14x plus 4x. So you have 14x and you add 4 more to that, so you get positive 18x. Then you have negative 7 minus 12. Negative 7 minus 12 is negative 19, and that is your simplified answer. Okay, that is the end of the fourth lesson on simplifying algebraic expressions. You can stop this video and go back to the soft talk lesson. Make sure to watch those extra Khan Academy videos and to be posting on the discussion board. Please email me if you have any questions.